Hi, I'm CeCee Torres with IdeateTV here at the Midsummer Scream, and I'm with the host of the Shocktail Hour, Aurora Gorealis. Hello there.
Hello, great to see you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, and tell us about your show.
Sure. So Shocktail Hour is a program that I started live in Baltimore at a local bar. Once a month, I would show a cult classic or fun horror movie, do trivia games. I would have drawing contests where, of course, every entry was vulgar, but we just went with it. And then during the pandemic, I took my show virtual. I started live streaming it and sort of learned as I went along. And now I've put out a DVD. So I have my very first DVD here, Werewolves, Zombies, and Blobs, 2 original variety show programs that I wrote and produced with my husband, filmmaker Chris LaMartina. I have a special cocktail in each of the episodes that I teach through it, and a weird cast of characters.
That is very, very interesting.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the idea?
So I have always been intrigued by horror hosts. I've been a horror fan since I was a child. I would spend many nights down in the basement watching Tales from the Crypt, spooking myself. I would go into the video store in the section behind the black curtain and play with all the covers that had blood underneath them. So it's in my veins, you know. So I talked to a friend of mine who owns the restaurant where I was doing my live show, told her that it was something I'd always wanted to do, and she said, come do it here. And here we are 5 years later.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What's the response been from people? Do you find that there is a want for something like this?
I think there is, and you know, I was really touched yesterday when I was walking around at the very beginning of the night. I was not in Aurora drag, I was just a normal civilian, and I was walking around before the convention started, and within 20 minutes someone actually recognized me. And I thought that was just so special, that someone on the other side of the country from where I live said, you do Shocktail Hour.
That is really nice. What do you hope to do with the show? Do you have plans to grow it?
I do. You know, I just started a website, shocktailhour.com. I'm thinking about doing some more short form content, about doing next a cocktail recipe book. So 1 recipe per week inspired by a movie or a genre. So that's going to be my next step because I'm also a writer and I love mixology.
That's really interesting. What would you recommend as a cocktail for someone who is watching their favorite scary movie?
My favorite is a death in the afternoon. You cannot go wrong with that.
I've not heard of that. What does that consist of?
So that is champagne and absinthe. So it fits any horror movie, a little death in the afternoon.
I might have to try that.
I highly recommend.
What horror movie is your favorite? Anyone in particular that really makes you scream?
That really makes me scream. If we're talking about things that have truly scared me, the French movie Martyrs stuck with me for so long that I had to watch the bonus features to watch the woman getting in and out of her suit so that I could convince myself that it wasn't real. But as far as the movies that I really gravitate toward, it's more things like Night of the Demons, Return of the Living Dead. I really live for 80s horror and just, I prefer campier things, you know?
Campier genre.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Aurora, and if people want to find out more from you, where can they find you?
So you can find me at shocktailhour.com, also at Aurora_Gorealis on Instagram or Aurora Gorealis on Twitter.
So be sure to check it out and they can get any of your merch also.
Yes, absolutely. A link to the shop is right there.
Thank you so much. And for IdeateTV, I'm CeCee Torres.